One of the driving ethical principles in ethics for the elderly is autonomy. And another one related to it is self-determination. Now, autonomy comes out of that libertarian perspective, which is a central concept in American culture, and pragmatism goes with that as well. But this whole concept of autonomy, that we have this right to decide what is best for me, that somebody else doesn't make that decision for my life, but that I make my decision. But also there are these, and opposed to that is paternalism, where somebody else decides for you as to what is best for your life. Now, where the two conflict for the elderly, as a person ages, maybe there is a diminished capacity, both physically, maybe mentally, then family members make decisions. And then there is that in-between ground as to where a person does seem to be quite clear in their mind and can make a decision as to what is best for their life. And at the same time, they're slipping somewhat, and then the family takes over. So here you have really strong ethical dilemmas here between these two positions as to what is right, what's the best way to proceed in this particular situation. I favor, and generally in the field, very strongly the whole value of autonomy, but also recognize that we can run into conflicts, and in resolving these conflicts, it is important to keep the person that who is the, if it is the elderly patient or client or consumer, whatever name we use here, that they should remain central to that decision-making process, and that families should be careful not to take away that autonomy, or care providers have to be very careful about taking away that autonomy from the individual. That paternalism, and that I may think as a care provider, this is what is best for the individual, but I have to be very, very careful that that value that is central to what it is to be an individual, I think, in our culture and as we understand it, autonomy.